Hello Instagram, hello Facebook. I was just checking that I was live on both platforms and say hi, good morning, how are you? It's a beautiful day here up in sunny Essex, and I'm really excited to be sharing with you day 2 of our Clarity and Confidence Challenge. So thank you so much to everyone who came yesterday. We were talking about where fear comes from and how we can move through fear through love and trust. If you missed yesterday's challenge, don't worry, because you can either catch up on our Facebook page. I have uploaded the video to our YouTube channel, and I've also written a blog that summarised what I said, and I've stuck the replay into that as well. I was super efficient yesterday and did lots of work to make sure that nobody misses out on this really valuable content. So thank you for showing up and being here today. So I hope that you had a chance to maybe look at some of those exercises, morning Danny, that I put out to you, and looking at where your fear comes from. It's really important to take action after these Facebook Lives, because it's great to listen to what I say and to understand intellectually what I'm talking about, but it's only when we take action and we start aligning what we do in terms of our daily practices, and even how we're expressing our emotions through our body, that we really get the results. So I would encourage you to, if you haven't done the exercises from yesterday, to have a quick look at those, because I've got a load of new fun ones to share with you today. So today is all about vision, and the reason why I'm really excited about sharing this is because I am an absolute vision junkie. I will often spend more time thinking about my vision, about planning and strategy, than I do actually taking action. Now that might sound really counterproductive and maybe counterintuitive, to be doing less, good morning, in your business and doing more planning and thinking. But I have found that this is what's given me the results, the drive, the determination and the clarity to achieve everything I've done in my business, with my charity and with Love Support Unite, which is really tough fundraising and working in a developing country, and in my personal life as well. And from recent research I've been looking at around productivity and people that really achieve on a personal and a professional level, 60% of their time is actually spent planning and connecting with their vision, and only 40% is actually taking aligned action. So if you feel like you are constantly running around, you've got a horrific to-do list that just gets longer rather than smaller, you feel overwhelmed and suffocated by the amount of things you should be doing, this is the life for you, because we're going to stop all of that noise and that frantic rushing around, and get to the crux of what you really want, why you want it, and then how to take aligned action around it. So that's what I want to share with you this morning, and I hope that you're excited about that. This is also great if you're a creative person. I am a very creative person, and I love to express my vision, not only through writing or making a PowerPoint chart, or setting out on my calendar what I'm doing, but in more creative ways around art, around language, around journaling, anything you like. Basically, there are no wrong or right answers. Whatever allows you to step into your full power and express your potential to create, you can use alongside this. So let's talk about vision, why it's really important. So having a vision is fundamental to getting you to where you want to go. What a vision does is that it gives you clarity as to what it is that you actually want in life, because so much of the time we can run around taking action, making decisions, and then when we get to where we think we want to be, when we're there, it doesn't truly reflect what it was that we really wanted, and we find ourselves still feeling unhappy, unfulfilled and unsatisfied. So if that's happening to you, it's all about taking a step back and really understanding what you want in life. And we're kind of not programmed to ask for what we want. Again, even as babies, when we are expressing our needs through crying, most parents, particularly in Western cultures, will say, shh, quiet down, don't express your needs, don't tell us what you really want. So from birth, we are actually programmed to not truly ask for what we want. And so we end up asking for what we think we should want, or what kind of fits in with what everybody else wants. So it's really important. This is your life, and you have the potential to create anything, and you can control your own story. You can't control anybody else's. So having a vision means that you feel truly aligned with what it is that you want to achieve in the world. And that can be for you, it can be for your family, and it also can be for the world, what you actually want to see in the world, because every single person is adding and participating in this great collective action of the planet. So what you do is not only important for you, but it's also important for me, because I'm affected by what you do. And it's also important to people in Malawi or people in India, because we're all connected by what we do. So our actions are really important. So it's so important to have this vision. So when you're creating your vision, it's all about thinking about your top values, your highest values in your life, what really matters to you, what's going to truly make you feel happy and fulfilled at a deep level, and what else you can share with the world as well. And that can be, you know, financial security, it could be personal fitness, it could be having the relationships of your dreams, it could be having a huge house, it might be having a family, it might not be having a family. It's completely unique, and everybody's idea of success is totally different, which is why it's really important never to compare yourself, because everybody is set on their course for their particular vision. So when we have a vision, we have clarity about what makes us happy and where we want to go. When we have clarity, we can then bring our focus behind that. So when you know where you're going, you can then draw in all of your energy behind this clarity of action to get you where you want to go. And there's a great phrase, I'm going to say it really slowly because I get it mixed up round the wrong way. Your energy goes where, no, I did it wrong. Your energy flows where your attention goes. And never have I heard a more true statement than this. What you focus on manifests in your life. So if you are focusing and allowing your energy to go on all of the things that you want in your life, you will begin to pull in the people, the powers, the skills, the actions that are aligned with that. If you focus on the things that you don't want in your life, they will start to show up more. You'll become more conscious of those things, and therefore that affects your mindset, your emotions, your energy, and it can put you in a more downward spiral. Like Sarah says, that's so me. Yeah, and again, please don't beat yourself up about it. If you do think like that, I want to celebrate you for being here right now and being aware that that's what you do so that you can take action. So don't sit there thinking, oh, that's so frustrating, it's me. The fact you're here right now is brilliant. So thank you, Sarah, for being honest and sharing. It's like, you know, that argument that you've had with someone and you can't get it out of your head. When you play it over and over again, it just draws you back into the same emotions, the same drama that you were in at the time. It paralyzes you and brings you back to that moment rather than propelling you forward to where you want to go. So you have to be so careful about where your attention is going. So when you have that vision and when you have that clarity of what you want or what's acceptable to you, and you have firm boundaries, particularly with people, you have clarity about, becomes so much easier. Oh, I think I've just dropped out of Facebook for a moment, so I'm going to carry on here on Instagram. Are you still there? Give me a thumbs up if you can see me. Anyone see me there? Oh, I think it's stalled. Let's have a look. Sorry guys on Instagram, this is what happens when you are you guys can see me. Oh, they're still here. Amazing. Sorry, I've got something saying that you're not here. Thanks for your patience. Hello. Yes, so this is a fundamental principle that I want you to have a think about in your life. So your energy goes your energy flows, I need to get this right, where your attention goes. It's really, really important. And that's why I say really focus on the good things that I want to see for myself, for my family, for my community, and for the world. Because when I get behind this vision of what I want to do, I pull all of my energy, and imagine what the world would be like if every single person was living to their full potential, living a limitless life and stepping into their full greatness, and was 100% committed to that, 100% committed to more happiness, more health, more wealth for everyone, more love, more connection. Imagine what kind of world we would be in. So again, it goes back to this thing that it's not selfish to want what you want. It's not selfish to have an incredible vision. It's actually the most important thing that you can ever do. So when you have your vision, when you've created your vision, you have clarity about what you want, you bring your focus to that vision, and that means your attention goes, and then you draw in all of this energy behind you. So if you don't have a vision, it's a little bit like if you were trying to hit a target and you were spraying all of your, I'll say balls, because I'm not going to say bullets, because peace out. You're going to be spraying all of your balls trying to hit the target, trying to get that ball into the net. But if you're not aiming, if you don't know where it is and you haven't checked it out and seen how big it is and how high it is and looked at yourself in perspective to where it is, then you know, you're not going to be able to get it in. All that's going to happen is you're going to waste loads and loads of energy throwing the balls everywhere, and you're just hoping that the ball is going to land. But that's not a very good strategy. You know, if you were in a team, you probably would get maybe benched for doing that, and you wouldn't be picked to play again, or you certainly wouldn't get the results you'd want as a team. So, you know, we need to think about those balls are like the actions that you throw out every day when you get up. Are you mindlessly just checking all your emails, going from this list to that list, firefighting, doing everything like this? How many of those balls are actually going into the success, into the goal, into the reward box? And how many are just fragmenting your energy over so many things that really don't matter and then just not aligned with you? So you've got to get this sense of what is important and be able to step up and start taking only the actions that take you to where you need to be. Okay, and this doesn't just have to be business. It could be relationships with your children. You know, if you're always fussing around with your children, doing lots of practical things, like my husband tends to do that. He spends a lot of time doing lots and lots of tasks, but actually in order to have a deep connected relationship, you do have to spend quality time. And so he is now working on doing more stuff around that to give him the relationship that he wants to have with his kids. He still does all the amazing, great practical stuff as well, but he makes sure that he's more aware of his time and how his actions add to the overall story of himself, of me, and my family as well. Hopefully he won't mind me sharing that example. So there's lots of different ways that you can use this strategy, and it really is very effective. And it's also like, if you imagine if you were driving a car, if you wanted to get to a particular destination, you're driving a car, or you're going to buy a train ticket to get you up to Scotland. You need to know, where you're going and the quickest way to get there. And on your journey, you don't want to keep being distracted or making diversions. You don't want to be going down country lanes, wasting a couple of hours and then having to come back. You don't want to break down and have no petrol because you weren't putting enough fuel in the engine. People that don't look after themselves, I'm guilty of this. So to keep your car running, or to keep that train going down the tracks the way you want to go, it's really important to know the destination, to understand the route, to have enough fuel in the tank to get you there, to not have diversions off down the road just to have a quick look at this. If you really want to get to that final destination, you've got to stay focused and have that clarity and question yourself, is this action that I'm going to take me closer to my vision or further away from my vision? Is what I'm going to do today going to help me feel happy and improve my health and well-being and my wealth, or is it not? It's as simple as that. And then we have to just stop doing all of the things that we should be doing, or feel, all the things that we overload ourselves, all the extra stuff that we think is going to help us, and stay have a more simple focus and vision on where we want to go. Now, obviously, I'm a mum. I have 3 children. I have 2 dogs. I have 2 cats. I have a really busy house. So you might be thinking, well, what about all of that stuff that you absolutely have to do? That sounds all very well, Gail, but I've got a massive to-do list. So what I do is I prioritize that to-do list to the things that are really important and urgent, things that are important but not urgent that I can maybe do later on, things that are not important and not urgent I can delegate to somebody. So I can ask my kids to help me out, I can ask my husband to help me out, I can ask my friends, my family, and then there are some things that I just eliminate because, quite frankly, I don't need to do those things right now. So when I do this practice, I usually lose like the bottom third of my to-do list every single day, and that makes me feel a lot lighter, a lot more energized, and I try to work in that zone of important and urgent things to do because they're normally the things that take me closer to the goal that I want and the results I want to achieve. So in essence, is that making sense to everybody? I'll try to use analogies so that you can understand, because I know that, like, you know, from a common sense point of view, we wouldn't get in a car and drive it unless we knew the route and had the map and worked out the quickest way to get there. We don't necessarily stop and have these diversions, and we do make sure our car has petrol in it, but we don't necessarily do that for ourselves. So give me a thumbs up if that kind of resonates with you, because we're so good sometimes at looking after other people, doing other tasks really well, but we don't actually connect with ourselves and look after ourselves. I'm getting some yes and some thumbs up to that, so that's good. So what is your vision then? If you're thinking, well, I haven't got a vision. Okay, so your vision is basically your why. Getting some good thumbs up here. So your vision is your why. It's why you set up your business. It's why you do what you do. So a great question to ask yourself is, what is your why? Now, you might be thinking, okay, look, I've done this exercise before, and yeah, you know, I've got that written down somewhere, but I do this exercise on a weekly basis. Okay, that's how much I can reconnect to my why. I've been in my business for 18 years and I still, on a weekly basis, ask myself, why am I doing this? Is this aligned with what I want to do? If it isn't, then I don't do it. Now, part of the reason why I do that is because I have so many things to do. And the other reason is because I'm a super creative person who has ideas all of the time. And if I actioned all of the ideas I had, I would just implode, and I certainly wouldn't have enough energy for myself, my family, or my business. So I've had to be really disciplined with myself around that. So one of the exercises we're going to do today is to have a think about your why, because when you know your why, again, it pulls in all of those daily activities that you have to do that might not always be sexy and exciting. They might not feel, you know, really, really exciting, that you want to have this amazing event next year with all of these incredible speakers and create all this buzz and have an impact, but actually you've got to sit there now and fill out a spreadsheet. So maybe, for like me, I hate filling out spreadsheets, but I'll sit out and fill my spreadsheet because I know that I can't get the big prize, I can't do the big event, I can't have the big impact without doing the spreadsheet. So it's about having that awareness that every micro action actually takes you closer to your vision, and your vision is your why. So when you get up in the morning and you think, I really don't want to do that, if you reconnect with your why, it can give you the motivation to pull everything through that you need. And a great example of this, if you're a mother, is if you think about how many micro actions you do every day, if you think about all of the love and the patience and the nurturing care that you give your kids, the number of times that you tie up shoelaces, that you pick food up off the floor, that you zip up coats and jackets, that you, all of these micro things, which actually can be quite draining if we take each individual one. The reason why we do this is because we love our kids, and because we want our kids to be happy and healthy, and because the vision of creating a wonderful, supportive and secure home and relationship for our kids is enough to sorry, someone is coming and doing some lawn mowing. Sorry about the noise. So that is enough to actually propel you to to do those tasks and have all the love and the patience you need, because your overall why is that you want your kids to be happy. So I think that's a good thing to think about. Other times in your life where you are using those micro actions and having those micro moments because your why is big enough and kind of helps you through those little mini blocks or challenges. So the other reason why it's important to have a vision is because it helps to ground your ideas into reality. So basically, an idea is just a dream, it's just an idea until you take aligned action on it. So if you're someone who has lots of different ideas going around in your mind about things you want to do, but nothing ever lands, it's because you're not taking that time to bring those ideas into reality by planning what aligned actions you're going to take. So when you have that vision of what you want to do, you can then map out, okay, what aligned actions do I need to take to get there? Who do I need in my team? What additional skills do I need? Also, what do I need to let go of? Who do I need to say no to in order to say yes? So sometimes it's not about what you do, it's also about what you let go of. What are you going to let go of that doesn't serve you anymore? Because that will give you the extra space and energy to create your vision. And sometimes that can be a really sad process, but ultimately when we release things that don't serve us, be it people or activities or emotions, we free up that flow of energy, and ultimately that energy will then follow your attention, and that was where you'll create results again. So grounding into having a vision and then taking action grounds those ideas into reality. It can turn fear into self-belief. It can turn overthinking into clarity. It can turn negativity into energy, and it can turn resistance into flow. So it's really important to work on this kind of future vision level, because it will pull everything that you need behind it. Okay, so there's a few different things that you can do if you want to try and create a vision for your business, and I hope that you really do after we've been talking about this, because as you can see, I get really excited when I think about my vision, because I think about everything that is possible that I could achieve, and it helps me to step into my full power as a creator. And obviously the magic secret ingredient which we spoke about yesterday is of course a trust, which is another skill that we need to develop, but you know, this is something that we can work on with time. So Danny is saying, this resonates with me the most, 2 ideas in my head that I don't know which one I want to do first. Yeah, so that's taking time, stepping back and just saying, I can do anything, but I can't do everything. Okay, and this is a key mantra for me. You can do anything, but you can't do, you can do anything, but you can't do everything. So you can park that idea. What I do is I pop it onto a post-it note in my office so that the idea, the love, the creativity behind it hasn't disappeared, but it's just not the right time for me to do that now, because in order to create this particular thing, I can't do something else. Okay, so I really appreciate you sharing that, because I think probably a lot of people can also relate to that too. So how can you create a vision? So this is where the fun part comes in. The 3 main ways I'm going to share with you, but these are definitely not the only kind of tools or techniques or playful activities that you can use. So the first one is a vision board. Anyone who knows me will not be surprised about that. So I've brought with you, it's a bit of a Blue Peter moment, one that I made earlier. So this is my vision board from a few years ago. I loved making this vision board, and I was in a moment of real creativity. I had an afternoon to myself. I made myself my favourite drink. I put on my favourite music. I lit some candles. I just was feeling really inspired by beauty around me. And then I cut out all of these pictures from magazines and I stuck them down to create my vision board. Now I always use this vision board because this is my most powerful one that all these things kind of came true. So I can't bear to throw it away. So it always sits in my office, even though a lot of these things have come true now. So I've got things like holiday, love, explore the world, share, passion, dream. I've got a couple of really gorgeous dresses that I fell in love with. So, you know, it can be whatever you want. It doesn't have to be super serious. It can be really, really playful, and everyone's vision is different. And I actually ended up wearing something quite similar to that to a couple of really amazing parties that I didn't know that I was going to attend. Lots of things here about island life, escape. And on that particular year, I did a huge amount of traveling, including 2 unexpected trips to Ibiza and 1 completely gifted trip to Bali. And this was in my vision every single day, and I absolutely loved this vision board. Just everything about it really, really resonated with me. Also, there's lots of women in this vision board, because one of the things that I wanted was more support, more mentoring, more coaching, more female friendships, and I also manifested that, and I feel really rich in female friendships. So I don't exactly know how these work. Some people say that it's magic. I would say it's to do again with the phrase I was saying earlier, that your energy flows where your attention goes. Like I got it right that time. So because my attention was on this and not other things, I feel that I pulled in a lot of these experiences because I kept myself open, and I trusted, going back to what we said yesterday, that these things would happen in their own divine timing by just keeping on with following what I wanted to achieve. So this is a really super fun one. You can also do it with your kids if you have kids, because it's great to encourage your little ones to start creating vision boards now for what they want in life, because kids are no different to us. They're even more imaginative and creative. So why not involve your kids as well? It's a really good activity if it's summer holidays to do. And the other way you can do this is you can use Pinterest if you prefer an electronic version. But for me, I like to handcraft mine. So give me a thumbs up if anyone's done a vision board before, or anyone is thinking that could be quite fun to do. We've got any thumbs up to that? We've got a couple coming through. Okay, lovely. So that's the first one. The other one is something called future journaling. So future journaling is about not just journaling as in making lots of lists, it's actually journaling about what you want to achieve in the future. Now, I would say this is one of my #1 top strategies, and I actually did it yesterday. So I wanted to share it with you because, you know, this is real stuff that I do every single day. So if you are inspired by the way that I run my business and what I've achieved and how I am in business, which is working with ease and grace and flow, this is real stuff that I do. It's not just me kind of, you know, reading and then sharing it on. It's very authentically shared. So I don't know if you can see this. You might be able to see a little bit just coming across the screen there. So yesterday I wrote down a list of things that I want to do next year. And I put loads of them down. I won't do all of them, but I just wanted to do, in my wildest dreams, what could I do? And the reason now I've got this down is I literally now put these in my calendar, and I mark the dates in pencil or sometimes pen when I'm really confident. And then what I think about is, what do I now need to do to pull those things into reality? What money do I need to raise? How much money do I need to earn in my business to allow me to do these things? What time do I need to have? How do I schedule my time so I'm around with my kids, but I'm also able to do these things? So let me look at how I can balance my time really well. Who do I need to help me? Who do I need in my team to help me? Where do I need to be? Who do I need to be talking to? Who do I need to meet to help me to do these things? What are the creative ways that I can actually achieve these that aren't necessarily in a straight line? So this is what I was doing yesterday, and I've set some brilliant, huge intentions for next year, and I fully intend to make them come into reality, and I know that I will, because I trust, and I trust in my own capabilities. I know that I've done it before. This is reflecting back on what we did yesterday, trusting and recognizing your own greatness and your capabilities, and knowing that you can do what you want to do when you just take that first step up and you believe in yourself. So future journaling is something you can do. You can write down anything you want to have in your life, and then you can write around how you're going to do that. And then the third way is to do something like a visualization. So if you like meditation, it's very powerful to imagine yourself going into the future, and you see yourself clearly doing what you want to do with all of the emotions around that as well. It's really important to feel the emotional connection as much as the visual kind of description or the visual view of what it is that you want to do. You want to have the feelings behind the vision, not just the vision itself. And so you might want to do that. And there's also some great kind of guided meditations around this. So if you aren't so good at just sitting and meditating with your own voice, you can use a guided meditation to help you to visualize what you want in the future. And if you go onto YouTube, there's literally so many things of these, and you might find them if you look around things like manifestation, because in essence that's what manifestation is. It's setting that intention and then drawing in all of the energy behind it to realize what you want. So you can check that out. Okay, so they're the three things I use. That's why vision is so important. I want you to have a think about your why. So the 3 exercises that we're going to do today in the next 24 hours, I haven't done any huge ones. Let me just pull to one side so I can see what they are. They're not, these exercises can actually be really involved. You can take as much time as you want, but I just want you to take action as a result of these Facebook Lives, because as I said, thoughts on their own are not going to get you where you need to go. You need to anchor them into your vision and then take aligned action around it. So the first thing I'd like you to do is I'd like you to think about what is your why. What are your highest values? How are they connected to your why? Just make sure that your highest values and your why are connected, because otherwise you're going to end up somewhere that you don't really want to be. So what is your why for you personally? What lights you up? What do you want to be known for? What are you here to do? Really, really important. So what is the important work that you need to do? What is your why for you? What is your why for your family and your clients? And what is your why for the world? So what is the bigger picture? Why are you really here? What's your why for the world? And most of my teachers, my Blossom and Berry teachers, are working on a level for themselves in that they want to create a business that gives them more flexibility, gives them more time with their families, gives them more balance in their lives, and allows them to do something they love. They have a why for their clients that they want to help to make more loving, connected relationships. They want to support new parents. And then they have a why for the world, is that they appreciate and understand that attachment is the foundation of our mental health, and that when everyone has better mental health, it means that the world that we live in is more connected, more loving, more empathetic, more peaceful, and ultimately more successful as a result of that. So they are really connected to their why, the why for their family and their clients, and their why for the world. So if you haven't thought about your why in that way, just remember how important your work and your daily life is to the rest of us, to me, and to your family, to your clients, and to your community, and to the world, because it's so important. As I said, if we all started in a way that wasn't adding love and trust and connection in the world, we'd all be heading in a really bad place. So it's our responsibility to be the person that you want to be in the world. Okay, so that's what I want you to do on that one to begin with, and I'd love for you to share. The second thing is that you can take a bit of time, if you have today, to really paint a picture of the life that you want to have. So this is a journaling exercise where you, in lots of detail, you write down what it is that you want to see. So if you imagine yourself living in a big house in the country, you've got a couple of dogs, you work part-time, you have your own business, you're with your dream partner, whatever it is, you write about this in real amount of detail, and you have to list down everything that you'll need to be able to do this. It's like rewriting your story. It's like creating the ultimate story of your life, because believe it or not, you can actually make that story come true if you truly take aligned action and you truly put your full energy behind it. Because everyone that you see around you who is successful, they've largely done it through having that vision and working towards their goal. Like, success doesn't just knock on your door and you open it and there it is. Okay, most entrepreneurs will tell you that they have succeeded because they've been in the game for the long run, because the why is too important to not do. Okay. And then the other thing, if you have time, is to do a vision board. I know that's quite a lot of homework for tomorrow. So you might just want to gather a few bits together on Pinterest. That's a quick, cheap way to do it. Everybody loves Pinterest. Don't go down a Pinterest black hole. Yeah, that's another great way to kind of get together a few images that really mean something to you and start working towards your vision. Because ultimately, your vision is what gives meaning to your life, and everybody wants to get up in the morning and feel like, yes, I'm really excited about what I want to do. Your time and your energy, it really matters. It really contributes to the world. So thinking about where you can best use your time to have the greatest impact for yourself, your family, and for everybody. And when we feel that our work has meaning and it matters, then we do feel more fulfilled. And studies show that people who feel the most fulfilled in life are the people who are the happiest. So actually doing work like this can pull you maybe out of a shadow time that you're in right now, or if you're feeling a bit stuck or maybe just a bit negative or your energy is low, doing something like that, recognizing your true greatness and then stepping up to share that through your vision can really, really activate your energy again and make you feel more positive. So that is the end of today's Facebook Live. Sorry about the little interruptions we had. We had a bit of a stop on the flow, and then we had someone literally mowing their lawn outside my house. So apologies if you couldn't quite hear what I was saying. But hopefully you've had fun anyway. Do let me know what you think. I got some lovely messages. I love getting messages from people. And we got some really lovely messages yesterday from people saying how much they enjoyed yesterday and how valuable it was to them, because that's what I'm here to do, to help to empower you and to share with you. So do send me messages if any of this is resonating, how you're getting on, what feels aligned, what doesn't feel aligned. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow at 9:30, where we'll be looking at taking action, and we'll also be looking at creating a positive mindset, and also how to make a no-lose decision. So for those of you who procrastinate or feel like you can't make a decision, that one on Friday is for you. So how to say yes and feel like that was the right aligned thing to do. Okay, so I have some little comments. Jane says, I've been putting off a vision board saying not enough time. Today I have time. Yes, Jane, do it for sure. It's so much fun. I promise you, you will feel really revitalized and energized by it. It's like being at, well, I used to love sitting in art classes at school. It's like saying, create whatever you want. I love it, I love it. Rachel says, I really needed to hear this today. Thank you, Gail. Yes, Rachel, you are amazing. You have got a fantastic vision, and it's just about staying in your lane and keeping that focus and bringing everything that you need into that, conserving your energy, keeping it in that straight line and not scattering it around too much. I know it's really hard, especially when you have kids and maybe some of you have part-time jobs. So I'm not saying it's easy, but you don't want those energy leakages, because you want to keep your energy for yourself and for those people that really matter and for the things that matter to you. And Danny says, I need the last one. Oh, that's about being able to say yes. I'm a big procrastinator, she says. Okay, we'll stay tuned for that as well. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye. And bye for you guys.